Good morning, friends. Thanks for joining me for another What I Eat in a Day as a vegan on SlimmingWorld. If you're new here, my name is Leanne. I'm a vegan losing weight on the SlimmingWorld plan. And if you're coming back, thank you very much for doing so. As always, you are very much appreciated. Okay, today is Saturday, and right now it's about 10 to 11 because as usual on the weekends, I don't get my bumming gear. So I'm making myself like well, I suppose it's a brunchy breakfast, but to be honest, I'll probably have a late lunch. So yeah, I'm just having a late breakfast, let's call it that. So I'm actually gonna try and do something exciting and new. Let me show you. Here is what I'm gonna use in my experiment this morning. Yes, fairly typical breakfasty things. You know, you've got some bacon, mushrooms and tomatoes. But then look, we're gonna use some leftovers. So I've got leftover mashed potato from last night and leftover sweet corn from earlier in the week. Any ideas what I'm going to try and make yet? Cool. This is only a very rough idea, but I was thinking like little potato cakes, and I'm going to put in them, I'm going to fry off some of this bacon using fry light, just a little bit of it, just to flavour it. And because it's got a lovely smoky taste, this one. And yeah, I'm going to use a little bit of that and then mix it into this with that and that. And a bit of garlic pepper, but no salt. There's already salt and pepper in this mash. And that will, and then I'm going to make them into like quite thin little potato cakey things. And then I'm just going to saute some mushrooms and tomatoes on the side, just to make it a bit more of a complete breakfast meal. Wish me luck. Just in case any of you haven't used This Isn't Bacon before, this is how it comes. And in fact, on SlimmingWorld, the whole pack is just half a sin. I'm going to use such a small amount of it that I think I'm actually probably not even going to sin it because it's so incredibly negligible. Right, so this is what the individual pieces look like. Not particularly appealing, but I just tell you what, they taste so nice, and it's because they're really, really smoky. So I just looked at it, and actually it's got 10 pieces in the pack. So 2.25 pieces, 2.5 pieces is a quarter of the pack, and therefore a quarter of a half of sin, which is what, an eighth of a sin. I think when I put it in the app, it will come up as half a sin still. So I will put it in because I don't want to cheat the system. Right, I'm just heating up some fry light over in my pan, and this is the cut up pretend bacon. So we'll just add that in. It's not going to need cooking for very long at all, just a couple of minutes really. So I've added in the spring onion as well, and hopefully you can see that this is starting to go a little bit crispy. I mean, the trick is just not to let it stick because it's quite dry, because there's obviously very little fat in the bacon thing itself. You just need to keep moving it around. So I haven't added any more fry light in my original coating of the bottom of the pan. This is a non-stick pan, but I mean, it's so getting to the end of its life now. It's not hugely non-stick anymore all the time. So I think this is just about ready to use. Exciting. Let's form our potato cakes. As always, I'm now doubting my good intentions because this is quite a lot softer than I thought it was going to be. So here's one I tried to form. I feel like it needs something to help it sort of retain its form. The mashed potato is literally just mashed potato. But I blended it. If you watched yesterday's video, there's a little hack so you don't need to add stuff to it and you still get a lovely creamy mash. I'm still going to do this, but we'll just have to see how it turns out. Okay, I gave my pan a very, very generous coating of fry light. And I think the key to these working is going to be sort of leaving them in place for as long as possible. They are really quite soft, but right now I can sort of slide them, oh god, a little bit. Okay, this may not work, this may just be a big plate of mush. Okay, I flipped once already, arguably a tad too soon, because all the, excuse me, but all the good crispy bit kind of stuck to the bottom. They've now been like this side for a few minutes. I'm not using the big slicey thing because It's just too big to do this delicate work. And I resprayed with, yeah, see look, it'll come up, but it's kind of mush. Aww, sad times. I tried. Okay, I flipped again properly, and actually I managed to get a lot of the nice crispy bit. These are never going to be firm, so it's just going to be a case of the best as I can do. I'm not even bothering with mushrooms now. This has been not traumatic, but enough effort for me. Well, we're not going to win any prizes for beauty, but I will say it smells gorgeous, and the little bits of crispy bits that I have shoved in my mouth were very, very tasty. So yeah, I'm going to go off and eat. I also forgot to say I was having, for my first drink of the day, apart from water, I'm just having a ginseng matcha green tea because I don't feel like coffee just yet. Excuse my crazy hair. I look like a Dilophosaurus. Yeah, I am insane, but you know, that's fine. It's fun to be different. Okay, so right now I think it's like 1:30 or 2 o'clock, something like that. Probably should have looked before I started filming. Mum came over at about 12. She normally comes over on a Saturday morning, so we had a coffee, so that was 1 sin for me, and we also had a cookie each, which is 5.5 sins, and then my dad came up as well. It's a very rare occurrence, to pick up my mum, and so he stayed for a coffee, and I did make another one, but I haven't drunk it. Like, I've had a little bit of it, so I don't think I'm going to count that because I'm not going to finish it. I've made it really, really strong and I can't drink it. So yeah, so add another 6.5 sins to the half a sin I'd already had, and I'm on 7 sins right now. I'm having fun setting up my new TV. I mean, it's secondhand. It's new to me though, and it's in lovely condition. I'll show you in a sec. Hey guys, so it's now about 4:30. Excuse my hair, I keep putting it up and down as I overheat as I'm running around, and then do nothing for a while and so sit down. I say running around, I mean that's a gross exaggeration. I mean just doing a small amount of movement, because obviously I overheat very easily. But the rest of the time I'm freezing cold, so you know, it's good to have balance. Anywho, yes, it's about 4:30, maybe nearly 5 o'clock, I don't know. But I'm starving hungry. So obviously breakfast was just half a sit. Sorry, thumb on the fat camera there. Yeah, breakfast was just half a sin, so that's good. Then I had my cookie, which was 5.5 sins, plus a coffee, which was 1 sin. So that was 6.5, plus the half from breakfast was 7. And now I'm having some lunch, and I'll just show you what I'm having. It's not very big because I just need something to tide me over for a couple of hours till dinner time. Yeah, so I'm just having a little snacky lunch. I mean, in fairness, it is essentially like a kid's lunch because it's a roll with a bag of crisps. So yeah, hula hoops puffed salt and vinegar, 3.5 sins. That's good. So if I add that to the rest, that makes some sins. The roll is my Healthy Extra B choice. This is from the freezer, so it looks solid because I microwaved it to defrost it and I did it too long. I've used 1 teaspoon of Hellmann's vegan mayonnaise, which is 1.5 sins. And I've used half a pack of the squeaky bean chicken slices. That's 1 sin. So that's 2.5 in total. And then also in there's a load of cucumber on the bottom, like loads, and a load of, well, not as much leaves as I would like, but I was running out of room. So yes, that is that. So that's 1 plus 1.5 and 3.5. So that's 6 sins. So I'm currently on 12, I make that. There's something funny going on with the app. So I'm actually on 13 sins, if you want to be precise about things. But the app, even though I've just gone through and added up like 5 times all the sins that I've put into the app today, they come out at 13, but the total is showing as 12.5. Now, I don't know if that's because of this thing with the this isn't bacon this morning, where it still like charged me half a sin, and also this pretend chicken slices in my sandwich now. Again, it was 1.5 for the whole pack, so, and I've put in half a pack, which obviously shows up as 1 sin, but I'm wondering if like the difference between those two, like it's taken off half a sin. I don't get it. I'm going to end the app and I'm going to reboot my phone as well, just in case, because I don't want to like get it wrong, but that's the only explanation I can think of, but I've never seen that before. Really, really odd. Anywho, I just wanted to show you guys my new TV. It's a curved one. Like I said, this is only new to me. It's actually a guy in work sold it to me because he's upgrading. So for me, this is a massive upgrade. I've got a sound bar and I've got big subwoofer as well. The sound is phenomenal. I love it. Delts wasn't such a fan when I turned the bass up to see what it could do. And I'm watching Super Size Me because, you know, what better thing to watch when you're eating? Because I can actually watch Prime on the TV now without having to go through the Chromecast, so that's really nice. Yeah, so there we go. That's where we are at the moment today. Nom, 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 nom. I'm so looking forward to this. Hello guys, it is 7:10. I'm hungry, I can't wait anymore for my dinner, so I'm going to start cooking it now. I am having... Yes, this does look like 2 portions, and in fact it is 2 portions, but they're pretty small and I'm really hungry, so there you go. This is the meatballs and sauce that I made the other day. So it's 2 sins of portions. This is going to be a 4-sin dinner, and I'm going to use some healthy extra A cheese on top as well. So that is what it looks like. There are 4 meatballs hiding in here if they haven't disintegrated. Presumably they're okay. I'm going to have whole wheat spaghetti with it. I love whole wheat spaghetti. It is just, oh, it's making me salivate thinking about it. And then just as a little extra vegetable accompaniment, I'm going to have some broccoli and some Romanesco. I always feel like you get shortchanged when it comes to Romanescos because they're so teeny weeny. Look at the size of the thing compared. Oh, it is a little baby. But look how gorgeous they are. It's just all swirly and beautiful. Fractals, fractals, look them up. Finished product. I'm very happy. Didn't think it was going to make quite so much food, but that's cool because it is mostly speed foods. So 4 sins, healthy extra A, happy days. This is with the rest of the cheese. It's just 50 grams in total, but using the small side of the grater, if you can be bothered, does make a difference. I had dinner and I just quickly remembered before I go and put them away. The cookies that me and Mum had earlier are these ones from Aldi. All right, Dels. They're vegan chunky chocolate chip cookies, and honestly, they're 5.5 cents each, but they're really, really worth it. They're really, really nice. Very chunky, big fat chocolate chips. So yes, do recommend these. I have 8.5 cents left today, so I'm going to go choose my treat for the evening, and I'll show you what I've got in a sec. For my evening treat, I've decided to go with one of my Aldi Moser Off Sea Salt Dark Chocolate Bars for 6.5 cents. But also I'm having 2 squares of Bourneville orange. These are 1 each, purely because this is the smaller bar. This is the 100 gram bar. If you look in the app for Bourneville orange, you'll find the 180 gram bar, and the chunks are bigger in there, and they're actually 2 cents each. So watch out for that. I put this through the calculator and I did it per chunk and per like 3, the way that it's got it on the back, and it works out both ways at 1 cent a chunk exactly. So happy with that. So I'm having 2 chunks of that because I couldn't really decide if I wanted which one I wanted really. So anywho, 2 and 6.5 is 8.5. That's me having used every single sin available to me today, but that's fine. Being on plan is the most important thing. And then I'm having obviously a cup of after dinner tea, and then later on I'll have a cup of nighttime tea, but that will be the only other thing I have.
So therefore, I will say goodnight here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. Quite a lot of new subs in the last few days, so if you've got any questions, hit me up. And also, if there's anything in particular that you guys want me to show or cook with even, that would be, I'm up for the challenge. If it's the kind of stuff that I eat, you know, a particular vegetable, or if there's a low sin meat alternative or some beans that you don't know what to do with, then yeah, just put something in the comments and I'll see what I can do. I do have some tins of jackfruit in the cupboard, so they'll be coming in soon as well, but definitely there'll be some squash this week because I've got my cute little squashes that I bought yesterday. So that's all from me, finishing on 25 sins as usual, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a lovely sleep if you're watching me tonight, and if you see me in the morning, then have a lovely day. Bye!